Well, I'm here to represent Croxon Ramsay with the Djerring Flemington Hub. The Hub's a large community centre consisting of social community-based program spaces and sporting facilities. There's also a rooftop garden terrace, community canteen and kitchen. It's a council-run facility that's intended to attract and encourage participation from local residents and visitors that are of a diverse, multicultural and multi-generational background. The project aspires to address social and environmental sustainability whilst being understated yet effective, to garner community trust and engagement. The design embraces but challenges the typology of community centres. We sought to retain the physical and material language of such building types, but also explored its form and its relationship to the surrounding structures. We wanted a hub to be considered by the local community, especially from social housing, as a place of belonging that provides for social needs and a workplace capable of being staffed by the residents. During hot or cold periods of the year, it can also be a refuge for the residents of the older social housing towers which are unable to cope. A major sustainability choice was to undergo Green Star certification. It's located in Debneys Park and surrounded on 3 sides. There's social housing towers to the south, there's the CityLink overpass along the east, and private housing apartments to the north. It's part of a newly refurbished sporting areas, as well as enhancements to existing adjacent parklands. Whilst large, the hub is actually dwarfed by the surrounding towers and overpass. It was very important to consider how it was viewed from a high vantage point. We wanted to convey the hub as an extended living room and backyard to share the community at large. Such considerations included minimal roof clutter by concealing services inside. It was a unique site and challenging. Soil conditions and remediation works were required. The external spaces enhances the communal backyard offering. There are sport field ovals, they've been redeveloped, there's new upgraded sports courts and parklands. We look to include regeneration of the park's remnant vegetation with up to 40 new trees, native trees, as well as numerous native vegetation plantings and more to come. In order to embrace the challenge of the typology, we sought to retain parameters, common parameters, but push our building to form away from the large, typical flat roof construction typically found in these sorts of buildings. We look to architectural theory for universal shapes that encourage the local community to see our project as a place of belonging and shelter, regardless of one's cultural background. In order to be understated yet effective, our material language may seem simple, but great care was taken in selection. Consider the way typical COLORBOND sheeting is used to express the triangle form of the roof, which is the entire upper level where it breaks down and forms the balcony wall. Structural blockwork is economical both in support and its final finish, but a specific one had been chosen because it uses recycled crushed glass instead of sand, which is a finite resource. So coloured flakes of glass are decorative but integral. The timber portal frames are expressed in its universal form and is visible both from the outside and inside. Nor is it decorative, as it provides a significant structural element of the project, holding up the roof and providing a large internal spans to the top floor. For Green Star, we undertook both design and as-built accreditation. Our commitment to environmental sustainability meant implementing many ESD principles. Using engineered timber framing alone educated us about the need for the built environment to reduce carbon emissions through more sustainable construction practices. The benefits of carbon sequestration resulting in a reduced reliance on just steel and concrete structures. The engineered timber supports the roof. It's the main and supports the main upper level wall supports as well, and it's tied into the structural slab. The A-frame form is deceptive, but it's adjusted in shape to suit our internal spatial requirements. The concrete that we specify is a much greener alternative using significantly less Portland cement, reduced traditional aggregates, and water that was either recycled or reused. Limiting steel structures to a more secondary role allowed smaller member sizes to be used throughout. Air tightness was an important consideration for efficient use of mechanical heating and cooling energy recovery systems. Pushing the structural standards to the ground floor plan, it permitted a large central open lounge area with the entry as main focal point in the centre. There are informal places to gather around circulations, and they circulate both in 2 directions away from the centre. Food is an important cultural element, We have self-serve kitchenettes for bringing in your own food to make your own drink so that no specific group is disenfranchised when visiting. We wanted this central position and connected areas to be flexible for work, play and gathering. Larger groups can occur and councils have planned to hold events within these lounge areas. Further, there is a canteen on the ground floor and a much larger fully fitted community kitchen above and a cafe kitchen. It was an important element during our consultation to provide multiple options, including using culinary plants grown on a roof terrace with education and cultural exchange front of mind. Some of the main special elements included a gender-neutral sport facilities, a multi-phase prayer room with appropriate ablutions in all the bathrooms, community consultation rooms, central reception at the heart, ground floor recreation hall and family program spaces. Some of the main special elements, the spaces are informal and configurable as need changes. There is a large rooftop terrace garden which is served by the community kitchen. In the middle there is a central multi-level void with a bridging element allowing visitors to look down to the ground floor, further enhancing views of the portal framing in summer. Our internal material palette is rich but simple, whilst being environmentally aware. The triangular forms are further expressed throughout spaces. The vantage points in the building is purposely made to highlight the surrounding towers that are nearby, whether from inside or from the roof terrace. Further community programs are centred along the left wing. The larger community kitchen is centrally located, and for bigger events along the right wing by provision of large community hall that can be subdivided into 3 separate spaces for maximum flexibility. We have balconies along the northern face that allows an additional outdoor connection with views to the sporting field and its surrounds. Rooms are configurable as on a needs basis, and it's intended to develop over time. The ceiling spaces are structurally allowed us to carve up into the roof space and extend beyond the flat plane, and bringing both natural light and acoustical drive settings. This is the community hall. We engaged an artist who worked with the community, who forms a part of our screen. So they spoke to local community members and we've allowed it for our design as well. This is our last slide. I want to say I'm thankful for being with the Church project. It's a socially significant project for the local